Hello. This song is pretty nice to just listen to. But sadly we don't got any cool ES Azure being built in the background this time. Let's continue where we left off yesterday. In the last thing that happened yesterday was that we got put into prison. Yuriev is clearly using his political power to manipulate the police force at the moment. And he put us in jail, and we're trying to find the chief, the police chief. Oh, a decoder door. Someone put the decoder door in prison. It feels like the story is coming along pretty nicely, but we are so behind on actually opening the doors. We have only opened a few of them. Yes, it looks like we have only opened two of the doors and we are this far into the story. That's a bit oddly balanced, maybe. Or maybe I was expected to backtrack to the older areas and find some hidden treasures earlier. I was planning to do them as late as possible, but maybe I should have done them earlier. We'll see. There's one of them, at least, one of the hidden treasures. And there are traps. Taste the power of satellite. What happened to my attack? I never saw it activate. There it is. It was very delayed. Yes, the plot does thicken. I just said yesterday we learned that that Yuriev is manipulating the police, the higher ups in the police force, and we got put into jail yesterday. That's the last thing that happened. So today we're breaking out of jail and we're trying to find a safe spot to hide somewhere. We're gonna try to contact the Veritas organization. Oh my. So much experience. There has to be a treasure in that corner. Look at this. We already know there is. Don't mind me, I'm just here to take the treasure. Ah, it messed everything up. We better not use the optimize option from now on, since it's replaced our bracelet and ring. And we have found another grand design, it seems like. No, I just unequipped it from someone. Ooh, VB Crimson, that is these are weapons that Yin will use in episode 3. The VB Crimson. And goodbye. I'm not sure. It must just have been a critical. We did right, not somewhere in the same fight. We did another attack that did just as much damage, so I guess the boss had low defense and we got a critical and something. But we did do another attack that also made massive damage in the same battle. Chief, I'm sorry, I wasn't able to speak to the director. It's okay, leave it to us. Let's just get you to a hospital. Just what you expect from Sour's son. So dependable. But you can't say me now. Forget about me and escape. Why are you giving up so easily? Jan, let me see your face. You've become a splendid man. A true legacy of your parents. I don't have any regrets. Don't talk, your wounds will open. What is? The always calm Jan Sauer is trembling? Think of your subordinate first. Go, get out of here. Chief. It's hopeless. What is? The real enemy here is a powerful political figure. The chief has been killed and we can't trust anyone in the police force. It's too much. It's impossible to continue this investigation. There's no way we can keep pursuing Voyager like this. Melis, stay here. Stay here? That's right. A person who lost sight of what needs to be done is no longer fit to be a police officer. Our mission is to find and arrest criminals, whoever they may be. Anyone that threatens the safety of the people is a criminal. Do you understand? Captain, I'm going after Voyager. For the sake of the chief, I will bring him to justice. Captain, I'm the only one that can contact Veritas. Please let me guide you. Please do so, Melis. Chief, I will bring them to justice, I promise. When I first played this game, there was a bug that re-triggered that entire cutscene every time you went back to the prison. So hopefully that is fixed by now. And who built this maze-like prison? Yet another door we can't open too. And some new enemies. Metal Walker. Nothing to confiscate. Inferno. Ouch. Things are not looking good for the party. But we got it. And I still haven't figured out what triggers that bonus experience either. Sometimes we get a bonus experience, but I'm not sure when or why. So that's another mystery. And we have an invisible chest. How fitting, we destroyed some rubble with bugs and got a weapon for bugs. Just a tiny bit better. And as always, I have to walk on every tile, just to make sure there is no hidden treasures. And some armor. All out of EP. I could use a save about now, and look at that, there it is. Just when I needed it. Is it the boss time, or just story time? Obstacle detected ahead. An obstacle, is it a person? I'm not sure yet. Let me adjust my sensor setting. It's not a person. It's a combat robot. It's hostile. Analyze the data. Right away, it's a Murdoch Heavy Industries combat support robot. Model SY810, designation Freya. SY810, that's a support robot from the same series as Bagus, or Bugs. What does that mean? Bugs is standard Federation equipment. It's no surprise that they have the same model deployed here. Captain, get into formation, it's coming. This is very much like the robot fight in Chrono Trigger, where Robo have to fight some fellow robots. Yes. And in the meantime, I will fight the next Norse mythology figure. This time it's Freya. One of the goddesses. A goddess of war. It doesn't have any weaknesses. The only thing you can use is ice of normal damage. Everything else is reduced. But as always, we will throw all the buffs. And then we unleash all the boost attacks that we have. Oh, a kayak ring. I think I already had one, but looks like it's going to be a pretty long battle. Let's try Ice Bolt 2. Yeah, it does decent damage. It's the only thing it wasn't strong against. Or even nullified some of them. Miss. That's sad. And we need to reapply some buffs, or was it was the boss? We do defense first, since it's more important. B-blade. B-bar bugs. We might have to use an ether item. We can only heal one more time. And Jan is also out of ether. We might just make it without any item usage. We're down to the normal attack. There we go. We didn't need to heal. And we get another level. Well, we managed to get out of the station. Melisse, I'm counting on you to lead us to the Veritas hideout. Understood. Follow me. Bugs. Eric, will there be a day where I'll end up like that too? You mean dead? Bugs, are you afraid of being scrapped? Fear is a concept I don't fully understand, but I can understand the logic behind why humans fear death. Disposal for you is nothing less than death. To us, disposal for you is nothing less than death to us. From the moment we're born, we start counting down to our end. No one can escape the curse of death. We humans are also being discarded by this world. For beings like me, made of artificial parts, predicting our lifespan is easy. When I think of it that way, maybe we're luckier than humans. If humans could fully control the wear and tear of your bodies, you might conquer death someday. Humans are trying, with all they got. Eric, come on, we're falling behind. Let's catch up to the others. A Veritas secret hideout. Quite a character. Alexei. Feel free to use whatever equipment you need here. We appreciate your help, especially on such a short notice. No worries, though it's quite a strange story, huh? A Federation police captain, now a wanted man. Oh, don't get me wrong. Honestly, we could use someone like you on our side. It will be a huge help. Hey, don't get any ideas. That doesn't mean we're friends now, alright? Mikhail, think before you say something like that. We're completely on our own now. Yuriev is someone who won't hesitate to use his power to silence anyone who gets in his way. And that's what you say to those risking their necks to help us? Apologize right now. I'm sorry, that was out of line. Haha, don't sweat it. I don't let little things like that bother me. Honestly, if I were in your shoes, I might said the same thing. Anyway, you can lay low here until things settle down. Sorry for making so many demands of you. Hey, didn't I say I handle it? Relax already. How about we sit down and have a drink? No, I'll pass. Right now, I want to know if there's any updates on Voyager's case. Got any news? Damn, you guys are relentless, huh? Alright, alright. As you know, Yuriev's been tightening the screws on the Federation Police's 6th Division. Thanks to him, our effectiveness is falling apart. And no matter where you look, some idiot in command decides to go rogue, leaving their underlings lost and confused. And taking advantage of the chaos, Sergius 16 has replaced Julius as Patriarch and is rushing to push forward the pilgrimage meeting. If they stay on track, the meeting will happen in only a few days. And Yuriev's move? Yeah, that was a major screw up. He's like a snake in the grass. What about Voyager? Has he shown any new activity? Yeah, the Net Preacher. The Net Preacher? Yeah, one theory says it traps the mind of his victims inside the virtual spaces in UMN. His victims don't even realize they've been killed. They don't even know they're dead? What the hell is going on? Voyager gives them the world they always wanted. Almost sounds like he's offering their own personal heaven, doesn't it? I don't totally get it myself, but to me it sounds like he's using the UMN for some twisted preaching. That's why we call him the Net Preacher. Cut to the chase. Oh, in a hurry, aren't you? Don't take it the wrong way, that's just how he is. Alright, straight to the point then. There's been a spike in copycat crimes mimicking Voyager. The police investigations hit a lot of roadblocks. But according to our investigation, the only confirmed case involving Voyager is the incident at the nursing plant. Still no new leads? Hold on, don't jump to conclusions. Sure, there's nothing new about the crimes, but we did find something interesting about his identity. Something interesting? Yeah, exactly. Do you know why Yuriev's been using Voyager to harvest neural narcotics? Why? Honestly, we were shocked too, but it turns out Voyager has a congenital brain condition. Something about the prefrontal cortex, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. That's where his condition is. Isn't that the part responsible for working memory? Beats me, I'm no doctor. I can't really explain the specifics. But apparently using the network helps him maintain his short-term memory. It's possible, sure, that the network could support brain functions like that. But what's Yuriev got to do with this? I don't see how they're connected. Oh, they're connected alright. Our younger members say Voyager's brain condition causes imbalanced synaptic development. This makes him incredibly compatible with the network, and while it's not exactly tied to the net preaching thing, the rumor that he can freely access consciousness in the UMN might be true, especially if there are no restrictions on him. The information he gathers can be refined and then turned into neurochemical narcotics, which could be sold on the market. Yuriev figured that out, and you can guess what the rest of the story is. What we don't know is why Voyager agreed to work with Yuriev in the first place. Someone is calling. Sorry, that's my communicator. It's from Sharon. Sharon, are you alright? That's my line. An investigator suddenly appeared at the hospital and reported that you were suddenly arrested, but that you escaped. And then? I told them I didn't know anything. But what in the world is going on? The chief is dead. McCallum? Oh no, why? In the middle of the Voyager-related cases, we uncovered connections to powerful figures in the federal government, and just after that, the chief... Was he assassinated? Yes. Sharon, I need your thoughts on the Voyager case. Well, I've just finished investigating the traces Voyager left in the network, but Voyager has a congenital condition in his prefrontal cortex? You figured that out too? People who have such traces possess certain unique abilities. They leave behind a distinct pattern. Their physical makeup includes an additional rare element. And they're capable of perceiving what's known as the imaginary number domain. Phew! Oh, and there we have it. The first mention, man. There we have it. The first mention of the imaginary number domain. They won't really, let me think. I'm not sure they will even mention it in the main story. No, I don't even think they will mention it in the main story of the series, but the imaginary number domain is a very big part of how this universe is constructed. So this is our maybe one of the few times we will hear it outside of the database and outside of the side material from the perfect and ultimate guides. Moreover, individuals with prefrontal impairments like Voyager tend to crave enormous amounts of information and sensory input, almost like addicts. And there's one more thing. Others who share the same trait as Voyager have formed a syndicate. Apparently, they're refining and distributing information from the net. That's exactly what our younger guys said. Now that you mention it, I've heard stories about people like Voyager banding together to create some kind of bizarre group. Apparently, they're selling the neurochemical narcotic at insane prices. And what's more, when members of that group connect to the UMN, they leave behind distinct log patterns. Is that so? Yes, it's been known for a while now that only those with prefrontal impairments leave such a distinct pattern. Wait a second. Dr. Rosas, you just mentioned a distinct pattern. Yes, I did, because of specific behavior patterns unique to syndicates formed by people who share similar traits as Voyager. They unknowingly leave behind distinct patterns in access logs, whether they intend to or not. Does anything come to mind? Oh, I've got something. Right before we were checking in, an Archon police officer named Dewey handed me a little parting gift. Dewey, the operator? That's the one. He said he spotted a strange pattern while monitoring the station's network activity logs. He saved the data onto a disk and handed it to me. Really, if we analyze that disk, we can pinpoint Voyager. Exactly. Voyager might be closer than we ever imagined. But Syndicate members also leave the same pattern, right? It might also just have been one of them, right? Wouldn't it be difficult to identify Voyager just based on that? No need to worry about that. If I filter the UMN terminals to those used for frequent responses, I'll find the answer in no time. Let's start the analysis now. Mikhail, I'm relying on you. Understood. Sharon, I'd like you to review the results once the analysis is complete. Could you stay on the line until then? Sure, no problem. Thanks, that's a big help. Mikhail, can you manage the analysis on your own? Eric and I will figure it out, isn't that right, Eric? Yeah. Huh? What's the matter? The disk is jamming, it's rejecting the analysis. Could something be wrong with the terminal? No, it's not that. This terminal is actually newer than the one we had back at the station. It seems like access to the disk is being blocked via the network. Are we being hacked? Eric, what's happening on your side? Just like Mikhail said, it's an external attack. How is that possible? That doesn't make any sense. The routine security checks didn't show any issues, and I've been monitoring the self-diagnostic program. If there really was a hack, an alert should have triggered. Sounds like you got some trouble over there, huh? Just a bit of technical issues. Why? What's happening on your end? Things are chaotic here too. An emergency patient just arrived from the station. The police have started an investigation. They think it's another victim of Voyager. Police information? How did you hear about that? I heard it from the ambulance driver. Great work. Did you catch anything else? They found strange symbols written all over the walls in the victim's room. Other than that, nothing much. I'm about to start surgery now, though it doesn't look like he'll make it. I can't promise the exact time, but I should have more information by this evening. Are you sure you'll be okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Do you know where block 53 is? Yes, I do. After this surgery is done, I'll head over there. Alright, we meet at block 53. Just don't do anything reckless. Oh, come on now. Would I really be worthy of being your wife if I couldn't handle something so simple? I'm sorry about that. The police might be keeping an eye on you, so please be cautious when leaving the hospital. I will be. I see you later, then. Mikhail, how much longer for the disc to finish? I can't say for sure. Depending on the extent of the hacking, it might take another 2 or 3 hours. I keep helping Mikhail for as long as it takes. Captain, please take Melissa and Lactis and head to Dr. Rosa's place. I've also wrapped up maintenance on Bugs. He should come in handy. Bugs, are you ready? You can count on me. Good. Lactis, Melis, Bugs, let's move out to block 53. 53. No, will we find out? Abraxas Archon Zone. Outskirts. Will we finally find out the identity of Voyager? We are so close. Captain, we're on the run now, aren't we? Yes. There could be Federation police officers nearby. Avoid them at all costs. Understood, sir. I wonder if they want me to use... Oops. Oh. I didn't expect that. And we do have the door. Or the key, I mean. We get a dragon eye. I expected it to be a ring. Ah, it's a necklace. Nice. It replaces the scope item. It's an upgrade to the scope item. We get more rare drops, and we see the enemy data, and we get more boost. It's a very great item. Here, take this. It's a decoder. Ooh. Hello, Koborki. We got the second decoder. I think we have the door for that. Yes, so we can go back to the... Ah, thanks for the follow then. I haven't seen the follow, but thanks for doing it. And thanks for watching the Gaming Runner video. Yes, this is the third game that I ever stream, so far we have played Xenosaga 1 and Xenosaga 2. And this is the side game, the mobile game called Pied Piper. So this is a old mobile game that was stuck in Japan for a long time. but thanks to dedicated fans, we can finally play this fan remake in English. No, there is a lot of they reuse a lot of IDs from Xenogears in Xenosaga, but they are not really connected. It's just that a lot of IDs make a comeback in Xenosaga, and it is made by the same people, so you can see a lot of similarities. We also get a shop. Nice. Xenogears is a great start at least. So if you did, since you loved Xenogears, you should give Xenosaga a try as well. It's quite different and quite similar at the same time. We can buy that. One of those. And also that. And we're out of money again. Oh, that's sad to hear. No more RPGs for you. What are you playing? What are you playing these days instead? What genre have you switched to? Oh, that one is very expensive, 20,000. How will we make that much money? Ah, I see. I see. Action RPGs. Yeah, the plan with the stream is we will play episode 3 in a few weeks at the start of next month to celebrate the 20th anniversary, and once we have beaten episode 3, then I will move on and play some other games. So there will be a lot more variation in the future for my streams. There will probably be some classic Super Nintendo games and some Souls games and maybe some obscure fan-translated RPGs, things like that. I'm open to a lot of things once we are done with Xenosaga on the stream. We need a lot more money if we want to buy everything. Let's go and pick up that one red door. It should be somewhere in here. Oh, and Haloisan Empress. Glad you could finally make it to one of the Pied Piper streams. Looks like it is a Swedish chat today. But like yeah, exactly. This is budget Xenosaga. I was just about to explain. I have already explained it a lot of times before, but I will do it again. The game we're playing right now used to be stuck on Japanese mobile phones. So this game was originally a mobile phone released in Japan 21 years ago. But the version we are playing right now is a fan remake of it that released last year. So these menus are all new, the combat system is all new, these nice portraits are all new. So you can recognize this character at least. This is the guy who was called Siggy in the main trilogy. So this is the main character of this game. It's very much like that Final Fantasy VII mobile game. It's from the same era. And that Final Fantasy VII game has also been fan translated. But yes, this game takes place 100 years before the main games. And this is when Jan was still a human. When we saw him in Xenosaga, he had become a cyborg. Since he donated his body to research, they turned him into a cyborg after this game. And that's why he is still alive 100 years later in the main games. For me, it's Final Fantasy VI. I'm a fan of the old ones. But I do like 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 also. But 6 is my favorite. Oh, there's it's a pretty funny mechanic in this game. We can switch between the characters, so every character has a unique ability. And this character can see hidden treasure chests. Yes, Final Fantasy VI is always a great answer. So, oh, there's decoder 7. So this character can see hidden treasure chests, another character can see hidden traps, one character can avoid enemies, and one character can destroy debris. And this is the door we are looking for. Oh, vi fick... But yes, the music is also completely redone. The original mobile have very simple MIDI sounds. This is a fully redone soundtrack too. So this is the best, by far the best way to actually play the game. The story is exactly the same and the story is amazing, but if you want to play the game, this is the way to go. And you can download it for free on itch.io. And you can even play it on phones or directly in a browser. You don't even have to download the game, you can play it right in a browser if you want. So it's very, very easily available. This used to be the most obscure and forgotten or lost media, but thanks to fans, it is very available. At the moment I'm just doing some side quest cleanup. I'm trying to find some treasures that we couldn't get before. But I will get back to the story in a bit. And as you can see, it's kinda like in Legend of Heroes. If you are a high enough level, you can instantly kill the enemies. Instead of fighting the battle, you can just instant kill them like this. If you are too over leveled, higher level than the enemy. So that's pretty neat. In the original mobile game, there was very high encounter rates and random encounters. In this version, you can see the enemies on the map, so that's also an upgrade. I don't think there is anything more to do in here. And you can exit the dungeon at any time. Yeah, but if anything happened to the collection, I would never try to rebuild it anyway, or start another collection. It would be too much work to try and restart a collection today. A lot of those old games are almost either impossible to find or just too expensive to find again. I would never try to start a collection over today. Yeah, exactly. It would be too depressing and hopeless to try and do that. If you want to start a new collection today, you should collect the... Yeah. If you want to start a new collection, you should focus on PS3 or PS4 or something like that today. And 20 years later, it might be a rare and amazing collection. But trying to start a PS1 or PS2 collection right now is pretty... Yeah, I wouldn't do it. But at least I'm finding all the items I'm looking for in these hidden treasure chests. I was just complaining about that I was missing so many items in this game, and I just find them all. Yeah. Those final few games are always the worst in any collection. When I collected the PS1 games, I saved Persona 1 and Persona 2 was left for last. They both cost a fortune today. Dun, 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 dun. My goal right now is to continue to complete my Japanese PS1 and PS2 collections. If anything, that's the one I focus on. And I would also like to get my PSP collection a bit more complete. So those are the ones I would focus on anything, if anything. It must be a special game if you are willing to buy it on eBay. I was just actually checking my history yesterday, my eBay history yesterday, and I bought one item last year and 2 items the year before, and then there was a gap where I didn't buy anything for a few years. So it has been a while since I bought things on eBay. With the shipping costs and the import fees, it is almost impossible to use eBay. It has to be a really special item. Or you have to get lucky and find it a seller in somewhere in Europe. But buying any from the US is hopeless. We finally decoded number 5. Oh, nice. Number 200. Then it is a special game in many ways. And Italy is fine. You can buy things from Italy. I have bought a few things from Italy. And what is it called? I can't. And Frankrike is also a very good source for games. There is a lot of great collectors in French. I was going to say number 200 is close to complete, but I was thinking about the Mega CD. I think Mega CD had 200 games in total. I'm not sure how many. I might have asked before how many the Saturn had. Hello, Max Spy Guy. I have not. I did win a boss fight, but that's all I have won today. Nothing more than that. The game is not won. Ah, so it is close at least. Only 39 to go. Woohoo for the boss. But at the moment I'm just cleaning up some side quests before continuing the story. Yeah, take that, boss. I think I will finish the game on Saturday. I think we will beat the game on Saturday. Yes, I do need a race. There is a lot of expensive items we can buy in the shop at the moment, so I do need a race. We need at least 20,000 money, and we only got 6,000, so there is a long way to go for our money. Where did I exit the UMN? Why can't I see the exit menu? I used it just a while ago. What happened? That's odd. Do I have to exit manually? How odd. In this area you had to exit manually. Usually you can do it straight from the menu. Oh well. We are going to a few more places before continuing the story. We need to look for invisible treasure chests and red doors. That's what we are looking for. But like you said, Quark, there was no way to know what games will become expensive in the future. I remember when they sold Code Elka, for example, you could buy Code Elka for 100 kronor. And that is one of the more expensive games today. You could also buy Persona for 400, and that has also gone up 1000% by now. It's 10 times as expensive today. But there was no way of knowing that. You can play around. Oh, I really do like this ability to just instantly kill the weak enemies. It's so nice. Indeed, JRPGs and also shooters and also horror games. Those seems to always be the most expensive games on every platform. Ring of Eden. That sounds great. But even today, I find it very hard to predict what PS4 games will be valuable in 20 years. I still find that pretty hard to predict. We can't have mainstream games. Only I get to play the best games. I will buy all the Xenosagas. Ah, there's a hidden treasure chest. With a decoder. Yeah, I suspected this was the case. We have to go around in all the old dungeons and find the decoder doors. And then backtrack to all the red doors. This little side quest was also added in the remake, the fan remake. It wasn't in the original phone game, so this is a nice addition. And now we go to Klaus's mind. We shouldn't need to look for any treasures in here. We should only need to find the red door. I should already have picked up any of the... But this is what combat looks like in this version. The sprites for the pixel sprites for the enemies, those are the original mobile phone sprites, but the portraits on the bottom and the menus are new for the remake, so you can see that they are much higher resolution for one. And this battle system is based on episode 3, so they have also reused the sound effect. Ah, of course they heal. And all these visual effects are of course new as well. They did not look that fancy on the phone version. Ooh, I have learned Satellite 2. That's nice. It inflicts medium beam damage to all enemies. That will speed up battles a lot. Yeah, look at that. Instant death for almost all of them. Nice. And we did get some great drops as well. We still don't have the key for this, so we need to return for that. And there's a teleporter to the next area. Oh, there's the door. Number 4. Top 3. It's Final Fantasy 6, 9, 7. Yeah, that should be it. 6, 9, 7. Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3. Ah, nice. So you put 8 at the top. It's the eternal battle, 8 versus 9 for some reason. It has been an eternal struggle. It's the FF8 fans and the FF9 fans. But it's always so silly to see the heated discussions, the Final Fantasy discussions. In the end, everyone likes all the games. It's just that they like one of them a little more than the other. Yes, you're just in time to defend FF8. You and Empress are team FF8. But like I was just saying, it's always so fun to see the heated Final Fantasy discussions where people like one of the games a little more. Everyone likes all of the games, but just a little more. And you haven't missed much story. We are cleaning up some of the decoder doors and some of the hidden treasures. I thought this was a good time to do it. Exactly, you didn't miss anything. Only some nice discussion. Some RPG discussion. No, this is not the place. Let's see. Am I going to be confused in the same place as I was confused the first time I played? This is my second time playing this game. I played it on release last year, but they have added some updates since then, so some things are different. Let's see. Yeah, we can go to the apartment building and the detention center. Yeah, those are the only ones left. This one will be quick, it's just next door. Yeah, so you did read up on the discussion or hear it in Turbo. Either way, welcome back to normal speed. Nano care coat. We will soon continue the story. I think we only got one more thing to pick up. In the apartment building that should be inside the Oriental City somewhere. But I think this was the section that confused me last time, how you get to the apartment building. You access it somewhere in here. That we already opened that one. Yes, it's empty. No, I haven't played Monk Island. I know it's one of the true classics that a lot of people like. Can't choose between 5 and 6. They are great in very different ways. But like I said, I like almost all of the Final Fantasies. Everything up to 10 at least, and this is not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to walk up to the 4th floor roof. So that's still a minor miss. I like all of them up to... Well, I like 12 as well, but for different reasons. I like the world in FF12. But Monk Island should be available on Steam these days, so it would be pretty easy to play, I guess. Alright, the Ivalice book. Ah, so it's even on PS3. I didn't know there was a PS3 version. I didn't know about that one. But this should be, yeah, this should be. We are finally in the correct spot. This is where we want to be. This is the place I couldn't find my first time playing this. I have played a lot of games, but there are a few tiny gaps that I should fix sometime. And here is the door we are looking for. Rootless bracelet. I think that is all the side questing we can do for now. Let's see, what are my gaps? Monk Island, a lot of people would say that is a big gap. I know a lot of you in the chat were Skyrim fans. I haven't played Skyrim. What else? And on my own list, a big gap is, what is it called? Panzer Dragoon Saga. I have played Witcher 3. I was contemplating. I'm not a big fan of Western RPG, so I was contemplating which one I should play, and Witcher 3 seemed like the more modern option over Skyrim, so I choose Witcher 3 instead of Skyrim. Never played Skyrim! Unfollow again! It's an outrage. Yes. So I did choose Witcher 3 instead of playing Skyrim. If I had to try some Western RPG, and then I just choose Witcher 3 because that was the more modern one that people talked about at the time. And yes, on the RPG list, I also really should play Panzer Dragoon Saga on Saturn. That one is a big gap in my... Yeah, it's a bit surprising, but it's never too late, you never know. One day I might finally do it. Yeah. I have heard everyone I know who plays a lot of RPGs and have played Panzer Dragoon Saga keeps saying it's one of the very best. I know someone else who have played more than 500 RPGs, and he says Panzer Dragoon Saga is the second best game. So I really need to play that someday. That's a pretty high priority. And I guess is Crimson Desert classified as an RPG? His favorite RPG was Final Fantasy VII. He refuses to change his opinion on that. His number one will always be Final Fantasy VII. But after 500 more games, he says Panzer Dragoon Saga is the second best. So that's pretty high praise. But if Crimson Desert is classified as an RPG, I guess that's a new Western one. I haven't looked enough. I haven't checked it enough to know what type of game it is. Yeah, I guess that's still pretty recent with Baldur's Gate and Dragon Age Veilguard. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That game sounds so great in theory, but I know I wouldn't like it very much if I played it myself. I'm just going over here to see if there is any hidden treasure chests that we might have missed. But all of those options sound modern to me. No tabletops for me. I only play digital RPGs. That sounds like something you will do. Buying them cheap and never playing them. I'm sure there is a few more gaps, but those are some of the major gaps I can think of right now, at least for my that I haven't played yet. And as soon as there is a good sale, I'm going to be sure to buy Outer Wilds as well. Nice. As soon as there is a sale, a good sale, there will be Other Wild, because it keeps coming up constantly as one of the best games ever. Oh, another big gap that I need to play someday is Heroes of Might and Magic 3. That's a game I need to play sometime. It's one of my brother's favorite games, and I have seen him play it so much. So I also have to do it someday. Heroes of Might and Magic 3. It's a hidden gem everyone should buy, Lunar Lux. I think it was spelled in one word as well, Lunalux. But I'm not sure, I think so. How can there be no hidden treasures in here? There has to be one at least. Yeah, I think there is one right here. Look at this, look at this, look at this. No, I was Ah, there it is. Phew. I was so sure it would be at this spot, but it was in the middle. Yeah, one word, Lunalux. And we got a decoder 13, which means we need to go... Ah, we haven't found the door, so that's the end of the side quests. We can't do any more side questing right now, as far as I know. So back to the story. Back to the story. They said we should sneak around. Let's sneak around the enemies. They have patrols everywhere. Good thing they don't spot me. But now that we finally got the satellite 2 spell, things should be a bit faster when it comes to taking out bigger groups. But for some reason, they have a lot of help. I wish we had a special attack that could hit everyone, but all the special attacks are just single target. In episode 3 we will get some multi-target special attacks. Oh, sorry, I was muted for a second. I spoke to myself apparently. But I was saying how nice that you can find some Final Fantasy VIII friends and some tabletop friends. You never know. There is a lot of things hiding in the Empress collection. Miss. Alright, we should actually equip all those nice items we found too. We did find it. Oh my god! Look at that! Look at that increase in strength for Lactis. I bet he's the strongest character once we equip this. he went from mage to physical attacker. That's amazing. And we can offer some of that strength. Oh, and look at that! Small chance for double action. We found so many nice items. Let's equip that. Oh, we got so many great items. EP consumption cut in half. The moon bridge was a weapon for her. No, with that might be the best weapon in the game for bugs as well. Now he is the strongest attacker, and suddenly Jan is the weakest character. That's pretty funny. So everyone is stronger than Sig or Jan. How do I get down there? You're stupid. What can you even do? Well, we'll see what I can do. Especially oh, look at that damage, especially now with my all-powerful party. It really pays off. It really pays off to go get those extra hidden items. We are so much stronger than we was just 15 minutes ago. So much stronger. Typical police work, standing around and guarding a treasure chest. Look at the police force. Wall of text incoming. That's what you get for asking about tabletops. Bringing aliens, monster and other things to Earth. I bought oh, it's Rosas. I'm going to pause a while. I bought a book for my sister for Christmas that is called Dungeon Crawler Call, and it's apparently a pretty popular book, and it is a book written as a kind of like a tabletop RPG, I guess. It's a dungeon crawl at least. So, and it's a full series of books that it gets out of hand quite quickly. I believe there are aliens and monsters and things invading in that book as well. And she has read the first book and bought the second book, so yeah, it seems to be really popular and great. Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's not exactly, it's easier in text. But that seems like a recommendation to read if you want to read something. I believe it is available as what is it called? Sound book as well, audiobook. So that was a great hit as a Christmas gift. And I forgot to read. Apologies for the delay. No, more than anything, I'm just glad you're safe. It's a relief to see you in one piece. We're really starting to look like a real fugitives, don't we? Heh, yeah. You two seem pretty calm. The victim from earlier. What was the immediate case of death? Overexposure to UMN network. He was just 18 years old. Also, the writing we found in his room. It was too risky to take pictures, so I brought this instead. What is it? It's a translation of the alphabet text. This should be helpful, right? Then the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues from pain. They cursed the God of heaven because of their suffering and sores, and still did not repent of their actions. As usual, it's a passage in an ancient language describing the effects caused by some kind of vial, right? Do you know where it's from? The Arkham police were still investigating, but I saved the records of the alphabet text in my internal database. Oh, it's not alphabet, of course, it's Alephet. Alephet. I saved the records of the alphabet text in my internal database. Wait, hold on. If you got those records, we could analyze them at the Veritas hideout. With their equipment, it might even be faster than the Arkham police. Like this, send that data to Mikhail and Eric immediately. Understood. Huh? What's the matter? Mikhail and Eric, access to any of them is being denied. Fine, just keep trying to get through to them. Sharon, did you uncover any leads at the hospital? The young victim's UMN access log showed a pattern similar to Voyager's, and I'm not sure if this is directly connected to Voyager or not. During the autopsy on the young victim, we discovered some highly unusual conditions. The past few months, I've come across so many bizarre things. Honestly, I'm not surprised by any of this anymore. Yeah, still, doesn't it seem strange? The tissue samples we collected indicate something odd about his estimated age. Based on the tissue structure alone, he seemed to be over 150 years old. 150 years? Yes, but according to his registry, he's listed as an 18-year-old boy. We can't pinpoint his exact age, but even with a margin of error, it's plus or minus 10 years at most. And that's not the only strange thing. We found tissue samples in the hospital storage that had similar structure to his. So does that mean the victim was Voyager? Or are you saying there's someone else out there like Voyager? I'm not sure. It's the former. If it's the former, then the case would be closed. But if it is the latter, then we stumbled upon proof. Proof that people with the same trails as Voyager are forming a syndicate. And it was supposed to be trades, not trays. Either way, it's clear there are others like him out there. Could it be an internal conflict within the syndicate? Given the alphabet writing found in the victim's room, I doubt that's the case. In every Voyager case we've seen, he always leaves that writing behind. He's clearly picking his targets very deliberately. If this was an internal dispute, I doubt he'd bother leaving the writing. Speaking of the 150-year-old tissue sample, is it even possible for a human to survive under those conditions? With a specific substance, it might work if a substance capable of controlling metabolism were continuously supplied to the body. Hold on a second, Dr. Rosas. So if you rethink this, managing brain functions and slowing down the body's aging process could achieve the same result, right? I'm not sure, but approaches are purely theoretical ideas at this point. We can't be sure about anything unless we ask someone who has actually tried these methods in practice. But we do have those tissue samples that actually exist. I'd rather not even imagine that. Perhaps whoever owns that tissue is something far beyond our wildest imagination. It's very likely that the owner is Voyager. That's certainly a possibility. But we need solid proof to definitely confirm that the tissue belongs to Voyager. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was just about to get in touch with Mikhail. Huh? Is that someone's private line ringing? Seems like it's mine. Is that... Captain, I'm sorry. What's the progress? So I finished the analysis. I figure out who Voyager is. Who is it? That's... I know you're upset, but try to calm down for a moment. I can't explain here. I need to tell you in person. You can't say? Why not? Somewhere else. We need to meet somewhere away from here. Alright, meet us at point KC 537 in 30 minutes. 30 minutes from now. Understood. That's odd, don't you think? When I tried calling earlier, there wasn't any response. Yeah, it's also suspicion that they chose to use a private line, it seems. No, it's nothing. Sharon, that creature. Look into the identity of the tissue donor. The donor is protected by confidentiality laws. It's tied to privacy regulations, but I'll try to track down the record somehow. Eric! Where's Mikhail? He said he figured out Voyager's true identity. Yes, Mikhail wanted to contact you himself, so he told me to go ahead. Why would he do that? He seems to be in a terrible rush. I see. Let's regroup with Mikhail as soon as we can. Phew. Things are finally starting to come together. We are so close to getting the identity of Voyager. Yes, Voyager! Deep Space Nine! Enterprise! Macross! It has gone out of hand in the chat. We better save. I take it as an omen that we get a save and a shop. We usually don't get any shops inside the dungeon, so that's a sign. Exactly, back on topic. No, feel free to speak about anything. I never equipped that one. I bought it but never equipped it. But we still don't have the 20,000. We can sell a ruby and an emerald. And a sapphire. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close to the 20,000. That is a nice reference back to yesterday's to your stream yesterday. So I also wonder if people who can speak foreign languages process things in their brains like the superposition of quantum entanglement. Let's assume the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes. That's how it is. Yeah, that was... It was so many layers of confusing. Of all the topics to try to discuss using automated translations as well. I want to learn more English, and I want to speak about quantum entanglement with foreign people. I guess it would be more fitting to come into my chat and speak about some quantum entanglement once we get to episode 3 later. And let's talk about some EPR paradox and how that works as well. And how we can use the quantum physics to teleport, practically teleport information through the universe. Yeah, that's the way. I'm not sure if you saw it or not, but we did get just a bit earlier in this stream. We did get the first mention of the imaginary numbers domain. So, and I think this might be the first and maybe only time they actually mention the imaginary numbers domain in the main story. I don't think we get the time to actually speak about that in episode 3. It's in the database, of course, and it is in the ultimate guide and the perfect guides, but I don't think we will hear any more about it in the actual story, even though it is such an important part of this universe. The imaginary numbers domain. Oh, do we have the key? We do not have the key. Yeah, I guess number 42 counts. But if you really want to read up on the imaginary numbers domain, it's a mess. It's a lot to take in. Imaginary numbers is a real thing and a real term, and this game or this series uses it in a quite they use it in quite I'm not sure what to call it. In quite a way, at least. They do use it. It's an important part of how the universe works. And it might also be the answer to anything, to everything. We'll see. Of course, you know about the shit pomfret. I'm not sure why it's always so hard to explain those letters, because the sounds themselves are clearly in some English words, or at least very similar sounds. Oops, are you an escape to convict now? Yes, I am. They sound like å, ä, and ö. Å, ä, ö. You can make the å sound, you can make the ä sound, and you can make the ö sound. They are not hard sounds to make. So in Swedish you say from A to Ö. Since Ö is the final letter. The same expression, just with a different ending. Oh, looks like boss territory. This time I will be sure to save before the boss. Every boss we had yesterday, I forgot to save before the boss. It didn't turn into... We didn't die to any bosses, but it was still annoying. Always forgetting to save right before bosses. Yeah, it's hopeless. Every language seem to have those impossible to learn differences. He doesn't look too good. What happened? Captain, hold on. Something feels off. Mikhail, do you understand? It's us. Stop it, Mikhail, what's going on? Captain, we're already finished. I get it now. I shouldn't have found out. Voyager. Shouldn't have found out what about Voyager? It's over. This is the end of it all. Oh no, we have to find Mikhail. So sad. He went mad after finding out who Voyager actually is. Why doesn't this work? And this is almost cheating, using one of the amazing songs of episode 3 as the boss fight. Yeah, he sure was Cthulhu'd. He found out. He found out about Voyager. And just when he was about to tell us, he went mad. Ah, that's that amazing damage again. But I don't understand why this ability won't work. Ah, it's because I got the double. I had to choose it twice because I got the double turns. That's what happened. But yes, this was a very symbolic, easy boss. Almost instant victory. Mikhail, how did it come to this? Ugh, looked like I was brain-yacked. Captain, stay alert. Voyager is nearby. Mikhail! Mikhail! Didn't we plan to enjoy the night view of Archon together? And now we... In the police hospital communication room. Did the call connect? No, it seems to have trouble connecting. Why not try using the holographic mail terminal over there? I give it a try, thanks. Alright then, I go on ahead. Let's see. There's something I need to pass on to Melisse. She asked for information the other day about the lost data from the nursing plant incident. I don't have much, but here's what I found. I think it's tied to the production of thyroxine. Even if you're not familiar with thyroxine, you know it refers to thyroid hormones. These hormones typically help regulate metabolism. They are also vital for the development of a fetal brain. When Voyager gathered endorphins, he also extracted and analyzed data from the embryo's brains. It's highly likely that the data was used to extend his own lifespan. If that's the case, doesn't that make it highly probable that the owner of the tissue sample is Voyager? Alright then, please let Melisse know. Jan, I'm heading to the pilgrimage meeting. If anything happens, contact me there. I know you might not approve of my participation, but I need to understand what the Zohar truly is. It might prove useful for your investigation. Stay safe, Captain. That should do it. Bean. What a name for the assistant. Dr. Rosas, I identified the tissue sample you asked about this morning. I just leave the findings here for you, alright? Thank you, sorry for the trouble. It's no big deal. By the way, what exactly is it? This tissue sample, I've never seen anything quite like it. What is it exactly? Maybe a monster. A monster? Just kidding. Haha, well, I guess I'll be heading home now. You've been working all night a lot lately, haven't you? You really should head home soon. What about your son, who's all alone there? It's not pleasant when you put it like that. You're right, I leave once I wrapped things up. Alright then, have a good night, Doctor. Thanks, a good job today. Your email is being sent. Phew, alright, it's finally time to face the monster. This can't be right. So, she probably she too found out at that point. I think that's the case. How is Melisse doing? I think she's much calmer now. She was really close to Mikhail after all, so I'm sure it was a huge shock. I see. What's wrong? Don't you think something seems off about all this? You mean something off about Mikhail? We assume that Mikhail was attacked because he discovered Voyager's true identity, but if that is true, why didn't Voyager get in our way before we could reach Mikhail? Maybe it had something to do with Mikhail. Given Voyager's abilities, there wouldn't have been any need to resort to using a gun. Are you saying you don't trust Mikhail? I'm not sure, but you've let yourself get very emotional over the deaths of your subordinates and boss. What did you just say? You're supposed to focus only on numbers and strategies. Isn't that what Chief McCallum always said? You're right. The sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, so that the way of the kings from the east might be prepared. Just a small prayer for Mikhail. Your taste in prayers is awful. That almost sounded like something Voyager would say. Voyager? Maybe he's saying prayers too, in his own way. Prayers? Voyager is just a killer. Yes, that's true. Anyways, I should get some rest. Yes, you're right, this isn't over. Make sure to save your strength. The pilgrimage meeting is tomorrow, after all. An email? It's from Sharon. Did you get the email safely? I've just received the results of the tissue samples analysis. We collected the sample on the day of the Goodwill Ambassador incident. The owner of the tissue is Eric Weber. What the hell? What's wrong? Where's Eric? I just passed him on my way in. He said he'd be right back. What's wrong with him? It's him! Eric is... That bastard is Voyager! Ah, we found out at last! There was a lot of hints along the way. But we finally have it confirmed. That bastard is Voyager. He was in our team all along. What a twist. Quite a twist. But if it wasn't... Legasp! What a shocking turn of events. I think they do, it's a bit weird, because they do a lot of things to hide it. They do a great job at hiding it, and they do a terrible job at hiding it at the same time. Even from the very start, there are some clear hints sprinkled about. And of course, the last thing we heard him say was one of the... Exactly, Legasp. And one of the... The last thing he just told us was one of the quotes. One of the evil quotes. So it should be super apparent by now. Just enjoying the music some more. And taking in the shocking fact. Cathedral pilgrimage meeting. Since Julius ascended the papal throne, his weakness has driven our immigrant fleet down a relentless path of decline and ruin. The tide and decay knows no bounds. Even now, the infidels of the Galaxy Federation continues their schemes without understanding their place. And at this time, they are plotting to seize the power of the Zoar that lies dormant in the sacred land of Abraxas. But we have nothing to fear, for the Zohar will forever remain with us. There it is. It looks so silly that they copied from the higher resolution. Higher resolution. This is what it is supposed to look like. This nice pixel version. The Zohar, for some reason it feels like a long time ago. I've seen that light before. Xenosaga Pied Piper, Chapter 3, Sequence 2. Eric, no, Voyager. It seems he just dived. If only Mikhail were here right now. Bugs, is there any way to force Eric to log out? I'm trying right now, but the die model keeps reacting my access. And it seems like the logout setting weren't even configured before it dive. Are you saying he never planned to come back? Why? Captain, this Aleph. What is it? Does it match the writing left on the other victims? Not only that, the numbers might suggest 2 more. You mean 2 more crime attempts? And the 6th angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. The other passage reads, and the 7th angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, It is done. It is done. Eric never planned to log out again. Could he already have committed 2 more crimes we don't know about? Let's hope not. Maybe it's a warning of his intent to kill again inside of the human. Eric's physical condition is starting to break down. Once it progresses, it'd be too late. Prepare for an emergency dive now. Our mission's to apprehend Voyager. No, I mean Eric. Oh, look at that. Of course it has to be a meat dungeon. This might actually be the final dungeon. I didn't plan and might not have time to finish it today. Tricky. But this should be the final dungeon. It's a meat dungeon after all. Ugh, my vision. It's completely blurry. Is this because of the residual drugs left in his system? I think so. If we linger in this virtual space for too long, it could start to affecting our limbic system and even our prefrontal cortex. Over there, what is that? He trapped the souls of everyone he killed right here in this place. What a twisted, sick hobby. Bugs, I'm relying on you to secure our escape route. Bugs, can you hear me? Yes, I hear you, but not yet. Have we? We haven't confirmed yet that Eric is Voyager, right? Bugs, now that Michael's gone, we don't have any external operator to support us. You're the only one we can depend on. Bugs, before I might have thought the same way you do, but he's no longer the Eric you once knew. Please help us, for the Eric you once loved. I understand. I'll expand my forward sensor and secure an escape route. You can do this, Bugs. Lactis. Yes, Captain. Run a check on Bugs' self-diagnostic program, but don't let him notice. Focus especially on whether Voyager's consciousness is interfering with the emotional circuits. Bugs was serviced by Eric, after all. It's possible he tampered with it or made some modifications. Understood. Yeah, I think we are coming up on some unfortunate timing. We'll see. I will keep playing, but I'm not sure if I can finish the game today. What a disturbing enemy in a disturbing background. Oops, I didn't mean to guard. Oh, you can confiscate the white fragment. That item sells for a lot. It's a very expensive item. So if you want the money, the best thing is probably to fight and steal from these guys. Yeah, and I also dropped them as I expected and suspected. Let's be sure to save in a separate file. I took damage, but there is no visible trap. Someone... they are poisoned. There we go. No more poison. But there are some traps. And those traps poisoned us again. Oh, yeah, alright, I remember this part. For some very odd reason we are fighting Realians inside of Voyager's subconscious. I have no idea why they chose those enemies for this area. That is an odd choice. And you can steal the rubies from the Realians. Ouch. Ooh. Number 1, we did have the key for that. And we got a nosy snail. The nosy snail should be the best weapon for Siggy or Jan. We need to go all the way back. I missed a chest in this corner. I learned the Bee Buster. Let's take a look at the skill tree. We haven't done that in a while. Yes, we have a lot of skill points. I think we can learn it. Yes, finally. Finally, we have the skill I wanted. And she continues to the Blizzard skill. Nice. can we go? Yes, we can make that. That's great. We can get 30 extra EP. That will help. What about Lactis? I think I was going for the Inferno. But maybe it's better to go to the Jackal 2. I think I'm going to the Jackal 2 instead. Yes, we got it. We had just enough to get it. And then Bugs was the one with the terrible skill tree. Yeah. He has the worst skill tree for sure. Oh, there's a hidden treasure chest. We need to get that. I poisoned myself. The lovely sound of poison. Blah 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 blah. Oh, she got Lunar Shot too. Let's try out the Blizzard. They are weak against Blizzard. Nice, look at this. Instant kill for all of them. Yeah, it couldn't be any more RPG Maker than that sound. Blah 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 blah. So much poison in this dungeon. Good thing we got a cleanser. Let's go over here first, since we know there is a hidden treasure. Then we try this way. From now on we can take care of enemies so easily, especially now that we have Road Rage. That attack is great. Almost kills all of them, and we also got that Blizzard. Those two attacks will be all we need for any normal encounters. We have basically won the game at this point. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I finish the game right now, or if I need to do it another day. We'll see. A bit bad timing, but it can't be helped. Oh, Phantom recovers EP. The two best activities. Play games and watch games all day long. Voltage. Need to double check for hidden treasures, of course. Oh, so I thought we already had the best weapon. I suspect this is a downgrade. Yeah, it is a downgrade. What are you guarding? A pile of rubble? There has to be something in there. We can just do it like this. Let everyone guard and then Melis attacks with the ice. Gone, gone, and gone. And there is the hidden treasure. Oh. I cast it a few more times than needed. You could cast it even when not needed, so. How wasteful. It looks like we need to go through the traps. We have to take some damage to get through. How evil. But it's not that much damage. There he is. Thank you for coming. Eric, why are you here? Yes, I think I've been waiting here for some time to ensure you learn the truth. The truth? Voyager? No, Eric, there's something I need to ask you. I understand, Captain. I know exactly what you want to ask me. You want to know if I'm really Voyager, don't you? That's a difficult question to answer. Honestly, even I'm a bit unsure. But what I do know is that Voyager exists. And with that being the case, there's no denying that I am Voyager. Still, the person you remember might not be the same as the one I become. What are you saying? It seems I need to explain how Voyager came to be. Captain, you already knew I have a congenital brain disorder, didn't you? That's right, I've suffered from a prefrontal cortex disorder since childhood. I compensated for it by building a working memory system within the UMN. Consciousness, an infinite sea of interconnected networks, information surging through the mind like an unrelenting torrent. It gleamed with the brilliance of a Yule. Before I realized it, I had become a prisoner trapped by information. Captain, do you know what happens to those who absorb too much information? Looking at you now, I'd say I have a pretty good idea. You become a net addict. That's a rather harsh judgment, but not entirely inaccurate. I've lost the restraints that once kept my thirst for information under control. That unbounded curiosity of mine grew exponentially and led me to uncover that existence. That existence? What exactly did you discover? Udo. So this is a big reveal coming from episode 1 and episode 2. We still have no idea what Udo actually is. We still have no clear picture of Udo, but this sheds a lot of more light on that. Udo? It all began with something seemingly trivial. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, I hacked into the UMN root data. You mean you broke into the UMN's core structure? That's reckless. Exactly. Even I knew how reckless it was, but I did it anyway. That place is a Pandora's box that humans were never meant to open. Every passing second, its structure evolves. I kept diving into it repeatedly, day and night, desperate to analyze it, until I could no longer even recognize my own sense of self. There was something far beyond that structure, something waiting in the distance. I realized it was something akin to the end of the world. Was that what you call Udo? Did you manage to capture it? Of course not. Nothing could possibly capture Udo. If it is the end of the world in the most it is the end of the world in the most literal sense. By recognizing Udo for what it is, I was certain. I came to understand that the true nature of Udo lies in the overwhelming flood of negative information flowing through the UMN. That is such an... we have to go back... oops. We have to go back and look at that, since it is such an important part to understand the true nature of Udo lies in the overwhelming flood of negative information flowing through the UMN. Such a critical piece of information for later. It's likely difficult for you to truly understand unless you too become a net addict like me. I was perpetually haunted by the visions that Udo showed me. An unseen entity hidden in the deepest recesses of the human root structure. But for those living their everyday lives, it's nothing more than an empty void passing by them unnoticed. Does that mean you've seen its true nature? Yes, I have, and because of that, I was terrified. The UMN, the world that encompasses our existence. No, the UMN is simply a network system which functions by utilizing the laws that govern the existence of the universe itself. And that is also a very important piece of the puzzle for later. Knowing the true form of the UMN and what it actually is. What will you do if part of that system contained something that represented the very end of the world, Captain? The end of the world. That's exactly what Udo is. I had no choice but to decide. Should I stand idly by in a world destined to vanish someday, or should I become the one who brings forth new possibilities to this world? It didn't take long for me to decide. I chose to become Udo's terminal, its eyes and ears. I tried desperately to escape from the visions of death I witnessed at the world's end. Voyager is a navigator of the net, someone contracted with Udo. They are bound to Udo. And Udo gave me the chance to meet someone significant. Dmitry Yuriev. As sharp as ever, I see. Yuriev is indeed the first Voyager. And that title is something that I really like. The fact that they call Dmitry the first Voyager. That is quite a cool title and implication. That it's another very vital part of this story that you never get anywhere else but in this side game. He too was deeply terrified of the end of the world, revealed by Udo. No, on a second thought, maybe it's not the end, but the beginning of the world instead. What are you even saying? Isn't the UMN supposed to be a beacon of hope for humanity? It is. It's not true. Eric, tell me it's not true. Bugs, what I'm doing is all for salvation. By becoming Voyager, I'm making sure that people are spared from ever facing the fear of their own end. Please try to understand. Shrimp? We still have quite a few of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we still have 6. We still have 6 of the doors to open. I am contemplating if I can keep playing or if I should save the rest of the game for another day. Gah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I think I'm going to save the rest of the game. And the most likely day will be Saturday. So I think that will be the answer. We save the ending and the final side questing for Saturday. Yes, after lunch sounds good for me too on Saturday. After lunch sometimes DJ Davis will also be able to be here. So I might aim for that after lunch on Saturday. Then we finally finish up this mystery. But we learned a lot. Aside, not only did we learn the identity of Voyager, we learned what he learned. The deep fear that Dmitry Yuryev also learned. The fear you face when you come into contact with Udo. We already saw what happened with Albedo in the main games when he made some partial contact with Udo. But it seems like Voyager and Dmitry made some other type of contact. A more complete contact, I would say. Albedo's was partial and drove him completely mad. While Voyager and Dmitry found something else. But yes, let's save the rest for later. And thanks everyone for watching this obscure game. That was just a few years ago. This was more or less lost media. And today we have the option to play the original emulated or this fan remake in English, or since a few weeks back we can even buy it officially on Steam. See you on Saturday! So that is that.